Hello and welcome to another episode of the WEM Video Academy. Today we are going to have a full tour around the WEM Modeler. Every WEM application is built in the WEM Modeler, the versatile and powerful development studio for all of your no-code business applications. The WEM Modeler is free to use for anyone with a WEM account. You can easily register for a free WEM account through our company website, wem.io, or directly on our personal portal site, my.wem.io. The modeler is highly secure and can only be accessed with your WEM account credentials. So let's start at the beginning, the login screen. This screen can be found at login.wem.io. Use your WEM account email and password to log in. Once you have logged in, you can use the top button to land at the modeler start page, available at start.wem.io. The blue header features a link to the online WEM documentation with your personal account details top right. The screen is divided in two parts. The right half of the screen has a collection of useful links to the WEM environment, while the left half shows your all-important list of workspaces containing your WEM projects. Every new WEM account is set up with one workspace by default, containing one project. Let's dive into our project and see what the modeler is all about. Here we land at the modeler homepage. This is the page on which you will be spending most of your WEM development time. It has all the features and tools for you to create rich business applications without a single letter of coding. The blue header shows your project menu. You will see function buttons for project settings, previewing your application, publishing your project, and once more the documentation link. The right-hand side of the screen is called the project area, featuring details of your project components in different panels. The left-hand side of the screen is called the project resource window. Let's call it the toolbox of the modeler. Here you will find all of the required components to build your WEM applications. Let's start our deep dive in the modeler toolbox. The project resource window is divided in 7 tabs, and here is a quick breakdown of them. Flowcharts for your application logic. Data model for storing your application data. Integration, providing features to integrate your application with any other resource on the internet. Ontology for adding static data to your application. Navigation for building menus and security in your application. Collections, adding components to your application such as widgets, files, and hyperlinks. Dictionary, the last one, supporting the multilingual character of every WEM application. That is all you need for building a WEM no-code application. Let's examine each of the tabs in more detail. Every WEM application is built from a collection of flowcharts. Flowcharts consist of flowchart nodes linked by exits. By using conditional logic, flowcharts can run dynamic flows based on user interaction and advanced calculations. Flowcharts can contain other flowcharts, which allows for an advanced architecture of microservices building your overall business logic. Flowcharts can be linked directly to menu items, which makes them available for users and other automated services. And flowcharts can be grouped in folders for improved overview. Flowcharts are built in the flowchart editor, consisting of a canvas-style work area and a node bar containing all of the different node options. For a detailed explanation of the flowchart node bar, find the link to the related video in the description below. Once your home flowchart is set up for first use, you can use the preview button in the main menu to preview your application. This is a very important and frequently used button during the development phase. It will open a new tab in your browser and emulate the behavior and presentation of the application as if it was published already. Application changes will be shown automatically in the preview tab. Back to the project resource window. The data model is a representation of the internal database of the WEM application. This database is accessible from the application itself only, not through any other online resource. In the data model, you will find a collection of several types of data. Database lists, containing database list fields, are collections of structured data stored in the application database. This data is available for any user in the application, subject to certain conditions. Transient or session lists are collections of structured data available to the session user only. These lists are not stored in the database, but only exist as long as the session user is using the application. Transient fields are independent fields available to the session user only. for instance for maintaining certain states when running a flowchart. Like flowcharts, database lists, transient lists and fields can be organized in folders for improved overview. Folders can also be used inside lists for improved overview of the groups of fields available in the list. The Blue Cloud tab provides access to a range of integration features, allowing your WEM application to communicate with other online resources. Here's an overview. Web services. The WEM application can both expose and consume web services. Exposure is offered in different standards, such as REST and SOAP, and consumption of a SOAP service is completely no-code, like the application itself. Remote data sources. Connections to remote databases can be consumed using the OData standard. In the same way, the WEM application can expose its own database using an OData login account. Authentication and authorization. Online resources are connected to using SAML authentication and OAuth 2 authorization protocols. Comment messaging. The WEM application can create interactions between different sessions of the application using comment messaging. This allows for managing unattended sessions, such as a dashboard or an information screen in a waiting area. Certificates. Several types of client and server certificates can be generated and used for authentication and encryption purposes. WEM applications require a database for storing dynamic data, such as customer, product, and order information. The application may also require static data, such as the various roles of a user or the different statuses of a project. This is where Ontology comes in. Ontology or static data is defined by the WEM developer and stored in the application instead of in the database. A collection of static data is called a concept set, containing one or more concepts. Each concept can be the parent of a concept set, creating a hierarchy or tree of related concepts. We can also define concept properties, linking concepts to a static data item of a certain type, for example, a numeric or file, and we can define concept types to allow filtering on siblings within the same set. Also, for advanced ontology use, we can define concept queries and custom concept relations and relation types, allowing to set up complex static data collections. The Navigation tab allows to create various application menus, allowing users and processes direct access to the various flows inside the application. Each WEM application offers 4 menus, of which 3 are available to the user, and 1 to external processes. Navigation items feature a security property which allows to show or hide menu items in relation to certain user roles or other conditional logic in the application flow. This security setting also prevents unauthorized access to the menu item using deep links. Besides the menus, the Navigation tab features 2 other functionalities. Custom HTTP endpoints can be configured to allow HTTP requests from third-party applications or services to call flows in the WEM application directly. This is a versatile addition to the web services on the Integration tab. Tasks can be used to schedule background processes, for instance for off-hours maintenance tasks. The Collections tab features additional components and resources that can be used inside the WEM application. Widgets are custom-built front-end components that enhance the user interaction and experience in the browser. Widgets can be used for a range of purposes, such as advanced user input, animated content, or algorithmic calculations. Template fragments are reusable parts of interaction node templates, or content templates of emails and documents. Files are collections of static files such as images. They can be used, for instance, for static logos and icons throughout the WEM application. Hyperlinks are collections of static links to external web pages and other resources on the internet. They can be used, for instance, for linking to social media pages or external information websites related to the application. The green tab of the project resource window. Every WEM application is multilingual by default and supports over 20 different languages, including languages with non-Roman scripts. The dictionary tabs allows to define static text labels that are used throughout the application. The labels can then be filled with the correct translations for all of the languages activated inside the application. Languages can be added to the application using the Project Settings button and the Languages link. Last but certainly not least is the newest kid on the block, the Agentic AI tab. This powerful addition to the modeler will allow you to create virtual colleagues or agents assisting the user with all kinds of different processes, such as user support or appointment handling. Agents can be bound to conversational contexts and are equipped with predefined functions to handle process flows autonomously based on AI decision-making. The highly advanced orchestration model guarantees safe and secure AI decision-making without the commonly known risks and pitfalls. And that concludes the project resource window. The WEM Video Academy contains several in-depth videos on the project resource window and all of its components. Find the links in the description below this video to learn more about the topic of your choice. Now that we have taken you around the project resource window and discussed all the cool options in there, let's have a closer look at setting up your new project. First, a quick peek back at the login window. The button below your user credentials will allow you to set up multi-factor authentication to provide an even higher security of your account. Use an authenticator app or method of your choice to secure your account against unwanted access. Once you have logged in, this button will give you access to the workspace and project settings. This menu will allow to create workspaces, manage existing workspaces, create new projects, and manage those projects. The options in the various menus will be discussed in other videos in the WEM Video Academy. Navigating back to the main window, you will find a collection of useful links to the WEM environment, such as documentation topics, the developer forum, and your support ticket status. After opening your project again, you will immediately see the default information tab in your project area. This is an overview of your project details, generic project information, publication status, and a history of activities by component in your project. We promised you a closer look at the project menu. Every project in the modeler can be previewed in a new tab in the browser. Click the preview button and the application will come to life in this new tab. The preview and modeler tabs are synchronized, meaning that changes to the project in the modeler will show immediately in the preview tab. Once your project is ready for publication, you can use the Publish button to launch it to your audience. Here the project can be published in the so-called staging and live environments. These two environments can be visited by a URL directly without a WEM account. The staging environment is the last step before final publication, while the live environment is for the final production version of your application. Publishing is a seamless process that can be performed and repeated at any moment in time, without any impact on your application users. We will show a publication later on in the video. The Settings button will open a new tab in your project area, showing various project configuration and security settings. These features will be discussed in other videos in the WEM Academy. Below these panels, we will find one or more application portals. Portals are used to define how an application presents itself inside the browser on your desktop PC, tablet, or mobile phone. Different portals in the same application can be accessed from different URLs and may contain different presentation settings, such as the default language or time zone. A portal contains several settings, both in the panel and in the top right menu. The first line shows the starting navigation item of the portal and the design template, which is responsible for the overall look and color scheme. You may have noticed that we changed the template before the second preview. The second line allows to change the default language, time zone, and outgoing email settings of the portal. The bottom line lists the host names for the staging and live versions of the portal. In addition, these and further configuration options for the portal can be found in the portal menu in the top right corner of the panel. We already touched upon the subject of publication. Let's have a look at a publication run to the staging environment in a different application. Publication of a WEM application is subject to licensing. Contact your WEM sales representative to learn more about our comprehensive license portfolio. Suppose the staging license and hosting settings are in order for this portal. We click the Publish button and then the staging label. Now we click the green Publish button and we sit back and enjoy the ride. The publication process is taking place on the WEM servers and is fully automated and secure. Once we have reached green checks top to bottom, we can visit the application link in staging and start using the application. Your users will benefit from the application updates immediately thanks to our advanced platform architecture. The WEM Video Academy contains several in-depth videos on the project setup and the various configuration settings. Find the links in the description below this video to learn more about the topic of your choice. And that concludes our video. We hope you enjoyed it. Please leave your feedback in the comments below and share the video with your colleagues and friends. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the latest WEM news and videos. We hope to see you soon again in the WEM Video Academy.